basically I felt like the fundamental parts of the game, serving and passing, I thought they were better than us. And you know, when you have a team that serves that aggressively and keeps the ball in play, it takes your team a little bit out of their normal offensive rhythm. And I think you could see that tonight. I thought we struggled offensively. We had a lot more balls than normal going to the outside hitters, which enables them to set their defense up, so I give them credit. I just thought the fundamental parts of the game, serving and passing, I thought they were better than us.
Questions?
Coach, how do you think that game compared to what you've come to know as your 4-5 matchup in the Central Regional?
That's a pretty good matchup. You know, basically, and as the match wore on, I thought they were able to find their right front to help their outside with some kills, and I just didn't feel like we ever could find somebody else to help Carly with the swings. You know, you have to have some balance. So Carly had a lot of kills early on, but then as they keyed on Carly, somebody else has to step up to take that. You know, you can't allow another team to just focus on one player. So, you know, we rotated the lineup in the third game just to give her a different look because they were so keyed in on her and nobody else really was giving her a chance. I thought number 15 in that fourth set gave us a different look, and if we had just gotten into that lineup a little earlier, just relaxed and played in that lineup a little bit, it would have been a little bit better. But just having that balance that they had between an outside hitter and a right front was something that we lacked tonight. And in the long run, it ended up costing us in the end of the game, not being able to find another kill from one of the hitters when Carly was in the back row, because she was serving when the match was over.
Yeah, Carly, from playing off that, I was going to ask, it seemed like you kind of got stuck in the back row a lot, you know, when they would out for runs, it was when you were in the back, so was that kind of frustrating to you in the last couple of sets, not being able to jump in there?
To an extent, but I like the back row too. I like to be able to see everything, but I just want to be able to help everybody, and that's kind of hard when you're stuck in the back row. You can't help everybody every point and have a key in or touch on every point when you're in the back row. You kind of have to play around everyone else. So it gets kind of frustrating, but at the same time, there's other people that can do the same thing I can do, and they'll learn. We'll all figure it out.
And in her defense, you know, we normally rely on her for some swings out of the back row a lot. She took plenty, but I thought Wayne State did a very nice job against her defensively. And that's just good preparation on their part, knowing what's going to happen. And it didn't surprise them that she took some swings. And then, you know, in the last time out, I go, okay, you can tip one in the middle. And it's the first time all night the middle blocker dropped off and covered the tip. You go, well, what the heck? You know, those kind of bad things happen when, you know, you're really struggling for some offense. And, you know, when you're telling your best hitter you can get scored by tipping, that's not really what you want. You want to get some swings someplace in the front row.
Nanny, you kind of keyed in on that run at the end of the first set. You were out serving. I don't know how many points exactly it was in a row that you served, but what was it about that, or what were you thinking during that period of time when you were serving such a long run?
Get the ball in. But no, I thought that we did as a whole at the first game. I think that we really did well, our serving and passing, and then it just kind of dropped off after that. But just keep the ball in. Don't serve it to the libero. I give her a lot of credit. She did really well in the back row, and just kind of serve it to seams. And I think that I could have done better at that in the other games, but that's something we can work on.
Coach, or this could go to any of the players, but what do you think, in your opinion, what do you think caused the momentum switch after the first set?
I don't know. I thought the momentum switch in the first set, you know, they got off to a big lead in the first set, and I thought the momentum switch that got us back into the game, I thought we could carry that forward. You know, I as a coach, you really want your players to get familiar with the court and the environment. And it just looked to me like Wayne State, who was here a week ago, it looked like this was their court. It looked like they were just a little bit more comfortable. You know, with this, as well as they serve, they had 7 aces and 6 errors, which is a really pretty nice ratio. You know, I normally we're a pretty good serving team, but we have 4 aces and 10 errors. And I felt like after game 1, I thought they just kind of relaxed a little bit, said, oh, okay. And then I thought they served better, and that gave them a little bit of an advantage trying to play defense against us. And I thought we served a little, you know, once you make so many service errors, then the next person in line goes, I got to get this one in because the person in front of me missed it, so they serve an easier ball, and that gives them the offensive advantage that they can take. And I just thought it's really not a difficult game if you can serve and pass as well as they did. And you wanted to make it more complicated, but it's really not any more complicated than that. I thought they did the fundamental things of volleyball better than us did. So you give them credit.
Annie or Carly, can you talk a little bit about the battle and the late run in the last set? What was going through your mind, the emotions, the pent-up energy?
That's a good word.
Yeah, I just think that like nobody wants to go out like that at all, and we like got that far down, and we were like, there's nothing that we can lose at this point, and so we just like go out swinging, and I think that we did. I think people just kind of started to step up. I wish that would have happened a little bit sooner, but
You and me both.
but I really do think that just everybody kind of realized that like we can't go out like this, and we like have a chance to win this game if we start swinging and if we do all the fundamentals right. And people started to step up, and just like that momentum did switch a little bit, but like I said, I wish it would have just happened a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I was serving, so my objective was to get a goal and give us a chance. But at the same time, no one, like she said, wants to go out like that, and especially not when you're the higher seeded team. But they're a great team, and they did a good job tonight serving and passing, like he said. So they were really good competition, and I enjoyed playing that. But I wish it would have turned out a little differently.
Hey, Coach, unless my eyes are deceiving me, I don't see a senior on this roster,
Your
correct?
eyes do not deceive me.
Okay, you gotta feel pretty good then. I mean, do you like the way that team developed this year and the fact that you're gonna return everybody
Oh,
next
that's
year?
kind of a trick question, because when you end up the season, the loss
I know.
is what sticks with you. This loss, and for these guys that are returning, it'll stick with them until we have our first match next fall. It just doesn't go away, and it's the satisfaction won't come. I don't think it'll ever come in terms of you've given yourself the opportunity with a season worth of work, and that body of work gave you the opportunity to play here, and there's really no compensation. There's nothing that makes it feel any better because everybody's coming back. That doesn't really factor into it. At least I don't think so. I don't think these guys are going to feel any better because we got farther than people thought we would early in the season when we were 3-5. I don't think that counts at all. I think you're here, take advantage of the opportunity, and if you don't, you're going to feel pretty bad. That's going to be a longer bus ride than normal going back to Warrensburg.